Hello friends, and welcome to my Great Lengths Extensions vlog. This is a series in my normal video repertoire, and this has been a little over 2 weeks, and my Great Lengths are going strong. I absolutely love them. The best extensions I've ever gotten. I have no complaints at all. I never know they're there, except for the fact that when the twins go near my hair, I'm like, don't touch, don't touch. Don't lay on my hair so that I get up and you yank it, because this time it's not just, well, either way it's coming from my scalp, but still, I don't want to lose it. But I haven't lost anything, like some people, and with other extensions, definitely, I remember, especially with those little beads, I don't even know what it's really called authentically, but I did lose a few of those early on in the first couple of weeks, and some people even lost more than that. So, like, this was done really, really well. I wish I could show you, like, inside of my actual head here. I'm going to try to get my husband to go in here a little bit, but I've never had it done so well. I mean, you get what, when you want quality, you have to go somewhere really good, especially when you're playing around with your hair. I was very afraid of losing more hair because I have none to spare. Some people can. A lot of people can't, especially when they want extensions. So you really can't, like, skimp if you want to make sure your hair doesn't get damaged. And so I actually went, before I went away to Disney, I went to a place and I wanted to get my hair curled. And they told me they couldn't believe how fabulous of a job that this person did on my head. They go, this is a beautiful job. This should not damage your hair at all. And I was like, thank you. That's what I want to hear. But, I mean, I never heard someone else praise somebody else's work so much who does the same thing. But I was just there for a curl, but I knew the lady, and they do it there. I just went someplace else. They go, they spent a lot of time. They did a fabulous job. And they did. They did a fabulous job. I have a lot of thingies on my head here. Like I said, 5 bundles. No, 6 bundles. 6 bundles of hair. And there's a lot of hair in here, but you do forget, like, if you do go for extensions, take a before picture, because sometimes afterwards you may think you lost hair even if you didn't. I mean, some hair extensions do damage the hair, and, you got to look that up before you decide on something. But you want a before shot because you think that this hair is yours, and you're like, oh. And then, like, when it comes out, you're like, what happened to my hair? You took it all. That's not the case. That's why you need the before picture, because you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that now. So, like, if I could go with this forever, I would go with this forever, because I don't ever want to look like my before picture again. That'd be really sad. But there's a lot of questions about Great Lengths, and I'm happy to answer them as best I can. About pricing, it depends on where you are. In New York and big cities like that, Chicago, Los Angeles, things like that, you're going to pay a higher rate. That's just a given, because that's the way things are with anything. So, like, if I go to Manhattan, I'm going to pay a lot more than if I live in upstate New York. But then upstate New York might not have the type of experience, you know what I'm saying? And actually, why am I using a southern accent? I come from New York. I should just be talking like myself, just a little hillbilly. But anyway, it depends where you go, where you live, if you live in Ohio. But you want to make sure, ding, number 1, you get somebody that is licensed in Great Length hair extensions. There might not be a license in other hair extensions, not that I know about, but anytime I was looking it up, I was looking for a decent deal. I was looking for somebody with some experience, but I really didn't question anything. You want somebody who has a Great Length program certificate, who is trained in it, who has experience in it. Years of experience, a great thing. Definitely has to be an accredited person of the Great Length method, because there is a certain method to it, and if that person is not qualified in that area, you want to run like crazy, because you're paying for Great Lengths. You should be getting a great job. So you want to ask that question, like, how long will it take? Depends on, how much fullness, how much hair you need, what you're looking to do, and depends on the person. I mean, guess everybody, just like anything else. If I write a blog post, I might be able to type 1,000 words in, like, 20 minutes, and somebody else might take 5 hours. It depends. Everybody's, different. It took about 2.5 hours. maybe 3 tops. I don't know. I had a glass of wine. I was feeling good, nice and relaxed. It was a beautiful atmosphere, and I was loving it, loving life, feeling large. But that was actually with a break in between. So, you know, it depends on where you're going. It may take longer, it may take shorter, but actually I'd rather wait longer and get a great job done than to have somebody rush through. So like I said, I know everybody was going to be asking questions about the price. You can read in my blog post. I'll put the link down here if you want to know more about that. But if it's too low, run. And if it's too high, you might just be in that certain area. It might be somebody with a lot of expertise who can afford to cater to upper class people and will charge that. But you can expect to pay at least $1,500 and all the way up to maybe $4,000 to $5,000, depending. How long does it last? Depends how you take care of it. But at 4 months, they basically want you to come back in and get checked out. They don't want you to keep it in because then they don't want to be responsible for your hair if something should happen, because there can be knots and things and that goes with any kind of hair extension that get there. And if the hair grows out and it's too long there, little things can happen and things can break off, and they don't want to be held responsible, which I don't blame them, but we all want that money to go as far as possible. So I understand you wanting to wait the 6 months. I've never heard of it going longer than 6 months, but the salon I went to says 4 months come in. You may be able to pull off 5 or 6. See how it goes. Everybody's hair grows at a different rate, so it's definitely something that is individual. But in 4 months, I would say go back and get things checked out. See if you need new hair and stuff. What is the benefits of Great Lengths versus the others? Well, Great Lengths are like the Rolls Royce, like the limousines, the Maserati, if you will, of hair extensions. I know when I was trying to figure out which one I wanted, I know that like when I used to do it every 6 weeks, I used to get new hair every 6 weeks. So the benefit to the other thing, I think it was called Remy Lengths, was they were around the same price, but the benefit was that you got to reuse the hair for up to a year, but you had to come in every 6 weeks. So every 6 weeks it was like $350, and I'm not saying, you know, salon or anything like that, but there was like every 6 weeks you have to go in, which the commute time is not a big deal, but it is nice to not have to go in for 4 or 5 months. But the fact is that you can use that hair over and over again because it's not bonded with any type of keratin bond or anything. These are. So when you get this hair taken out, if it's 4 months, 5 months, pushing it 6 months, you can't reuse the hair. So the other hair might last you twice as long, but from the past I realized that I always wanted to get the new hair because I always felt like it got frizzy or something, so I wanted new hair to keep it fresh. So I really never benefited from that much. So I played that into the equation, and when I did all the arithmetic, coming in every 6 weeks maybe came out a little bit less expensive, but not enough to warrant that. But, I mean, I can't explain my exact situation, but there's just little things that come into play. Plus, I've had the beaded things. I know the Remy Lengths is supposedly like a new thing, and this wasn't the place I went to at all. I had a woman come to my house. She was lovely, but did I know what the hell she was doing to my hair? Not really. And she was pretty inexpensive, and at the time my daughter was about 3, so that was right up my alley. But before that, I used to go to a place that was upscale. It was like $6.95, but I was buying new hair every 6 weeks, so it was like $695 every 6 weeks, and that was braided in. But it was in like an upscale type of area, and I think she did a great job, and I don't think I lost any hair from the weaving technique, but things have come a long way. So I've had the weave-in, I've had the clip-in, I mean, where they use the little things, but I don't think it was called Remy Lengths. It's something else, but same kind of concept. So this time is totally different. Okay, so let me just go to part 2 now because I know it's going to be too long. Okay, and I'll answer more questions.